Hello and welcome to today's video. We're going to cover the most played champions in each role by each team, winter 2025. Some disclaimers in this. There are a lot of fucking teams on the board. That's first. Second, some teams only played a handful of games in LTA because of the terrible format. And now that Fearless is going to continue being the format, the formats are going to be terrible, in my opinion, for quite a while here. Only because in LTA and in LEC, best of threes are very hard to implement as a regular season format due to the lack of days that you have to play. But we'll see. We'll see what they end up trying to do. But that's the case. So there are a few teams on here that only played a couple games. There are teams that played a ton of games. The 5 teams that went to first stand, for example. They played like 40 games or so, some of them, and got an opportunity on a patch that the other 55 did not. So just think about that also as we go through this. So in top lane, Kesante and Bessa, the 2 most played. That's not a big surprise. Those are the kind of blind picks people made. Those were like, hey, Bessa is like best in slot. Let's just go B1. Kesante, well, that's an easy handshake. So pretty much, 27, half the teams roughly were in on those 2. I'm not going to go down the whole list because it's not that special to be on those lists. And then we look at Jace. 9 teams played a lot of Jace, and we think to ourselves, well, Jace, carry-oriented pick. It was a flex. It was banned often. So the thought of the matter on that is, hey, these teams had carry-oriented tops. EDG, Zhaozhou. No, Zhaozhou played for RNG. ZDZ played for EDG. KC, Kana, not a big shock, right? Kana was hard carrying KC until the end, in my opinion. Rogue, obviously, Adam is a strong player in top lane when it comes to carries. SK, Gen X, KT with Perfect, trying to give him an opportunity. Disguised with Castle, Talon, Aja, Team Secret Whales. It didn't matter if it was Hero or Stellar. When we combined them, Jace was the most played. And DFM for Ray Farkey. Jax, a solo dolo type top laner. 8 teams picked that. Obviously better split pusher. Taking turrets, trying to create pressure in that way. More finesse. RNG, Ultra Prime Weibo. So we have Breathe, One Zhang, and Zhaozhou. 100 Thieves with Sniper. Morgan of Bro. Robo of Loud, surprisingly enough, playing a lot of Jax. Vivo Keyed Stars, so that would be Bull. And then Gam with Kiaya. Kiaya playing a lot of Jax is also a surprise, given that it's not as carry threat as other picks that you might notice, think that Kiaya would play. After that, we had a couple teams pick Nar and Rumble 4 times each. Nar, it was OMG Harry, 369 Top Esports, HLE, Zeus, and Leviton Zolthbay. So let's think about that for a second. Those 4 teams, 2 of them went down to the wire. 3 of them went to playoffs, and 2 of them made it to first stand. So maybe there was something to be said about, hey, let's play a more of a facilitator, team fighter in the top lane in Nar, especially towards the end. We also got to think that 3 of those 4 teams did play on different patches than a lot of other teams. Rumble, obviously, the strongest carry pick in top lane pretty much. That's meta. LGD, so Sassy, we saw him play very well. BDS, irrelevant. T1 Doran, which was a surprise. That's the problem swapping Zeus for Doran. Doran does not offer the carry threat that Zeus would. Nongshim Kingen. 3 teams picked Renekton a lot. JDG Flandre. No, that's not Flandre's on anyone's legend. Ale. Fluxo, which is, I believe, Gigo. No. Fluxo's the kid. Haydn, I think, is playing for Fluxo. Faria is Gigo. Ornn. So Ornn, obviously the ultimate facilitator, more supportive top tank, right? That's just going weak side and have value in the mid to late game. Ironically enough, the Shy, that was his most played, which is a big shock even looking at that and thinking back, oh yeah, I guess he did play a lot of Ornn, didn't he? and then Team Week Cube. Some rarities, we have Cho'Gath G2, Scion for Chief Esports Club and Biopanther. And then lastly, Udyr, picked the most by FPX, who had Sheer in top lane. Jungle Roll, Vi, most played, 15 of 60 teams playing Vi. That's a lot. 10 of 60 played Sejuani and Xin Zhao. So already, 35 of the 60 teams played one of those three champions. We get to something unique with Wukong. 6 teams played it. Team Wii, Tianchen is now on Team Wii because Hung's on OMG. And then as well as Monkey playing for Team Wii. Team Heretics, Sheo, Vitality, Linkus. Fear X has Raptor, D plus Lucid, Team Secret Whales, Guri. No. It's one of the kids. Shoot, what's the kid's name? Guri plays for Vikings. I'm trying to think because he did so well. Top lane is Hero. Oh, his toe. His toe plays in the jungle. See, I'll get there. 60 teams. Haven't talked about a couple of these teams in a long time. Viego, 4 teams played. A lot of Viego. Nip, Aki, big surprise, but putting him on a carry or a stronger pick versus with doing be more on a facilitator makes a lot of sense. Fluxo, playing a lot of Viego. Vivo Keats Stars and Chief Esports Club with Arthur. 3 teams played Nidalee. JDG, Shun. Shun obviously known for his Nidalee. DRX and Gen G, Canyon. 2 teams played Maokai, Ivern, and Pantheon. So, rarities here. Not many teams really keying in on Maokai, Ivern, and Pantheon quite like these guys. Maokai, Shopify Rebellion, and Leviton. Ivern, Disguised in Pain, Pantheon, LNG, and DFM. Think about Pantheon. They got Pantheon, but their records did not reflect that. Obviously, you got to think of the fact that Pantheon was probably banned against a lot of teams, but let through against them, and it did not overcome their issues. The true rarities in the jungle, RNG Milky Way, playing a lot of Karthus. The only team to claim that Karthus is their most played. Lee Sin, Vikings Esports, so that's Guri. Lilia for Inspired of FlyQuest. Nocturne of Way of BLG. Skarner picked a lot by Levi of GAM, and Zyra picked by Hung of OMG. Mid lane role, Aurora, Yone, and Victor. 29 of 60 teams playing those 3 champions. Not all that special to appear on that list. Half the teams keying in on those champions. We think of Vi, Sejuani, Xin Zhao. Obviously, Vi more of an ulti bot, in my opinion. Sejuani more of a facilitator with the ulti. Xin Zhao can kind of carry more of offer more of a carry threat. But then we look at mid lane, Aurora, pure carry champion. I don't see it as much of a facilitator as others. Yone, obviously, strong AD mid, melee champion, offering some threat in other ways, but mainly it's not a super range champion, right? Victor, mage. Those teams keying in on a mage in the mid lane role. So now to finish the mid laners and the rest of the video. Finishing up mid lane, we have Azir, obviously alongside Victor, a very easy handshake mage matchup. Vitality, Zajac playing a lot of that. Fear X, we have Vikla, Fluxo, HLE, so think about that. HLE, Zeka, Azir, his most played. They end up winning first stand. Vivo Keats Stars, CFO, so Hong Q, a lot of Azir, and DFM Arya. Ari, 4 teams played Ari a lot. D plus Showmaker. We got Lions Gaming, Faria, and Leviton. Corky, IG Fnatic, Nongshim. Oriana, OMG, Giant X, Rogue. Silas, FPX, Gen G, SoftBank Hawks, Talia, EDG, DNF, and TL. So a lot of different teams going with different, priorities in the mid lane. You also got to think about the bans, etc., as part of this, and maybe that's another video for later on in the week. This week I'm doing this, then tomorrow maybe unique picks. I'm planning on doing a rookies video, and then updating rosters for everybody as well. Two teams playing a lot of Akali, Thunder Talk, and Chief Esports Club. Obviously, that's Saytab and Jimian. Some unique mid lane selections. Ambessa for Disguised, and that would be Abadage. Cassiopeia, FlyQuest, Quad, obviously an OTP, makes sense. Galio, Anyone's Legend. Shanks, putting Shanks on Galio is definitely an interesting one. They got very far with it, of course. Wei being picked by Kadi. Jace for BDS and Nuke. And then Rise, and that would be Doinby, which is no surprise there either, right? Bot lane role, Varus, played by 17 different teams as their most played. Bot lane probably being the least, well, actually I would say support's probably the least, dynamic role in terms of this video. But Varus, 17 of 60. Ashe, 9 of 60. Ezreal, 8 of 60. So we're thinking about this. Safe blinds. Ashe was strong for a while. It's been buffed and nerfed a couple times throughout this season thus far. Ezreal, some teams really love it. Kai'Sa, 7 teams picking a lot of Kai'Sa. 5 teams picking Misfortune, IG, Viking Esports, Team Secret Whale, SoftBank Hawks, Chief Esports Club. So look at that. 4 of the 8 LCP teams playing a shit ton of MF. Wonder why that is, right? Versus everybody else on this board. 3 teams picking a lot of Corki, Koi, Vitality, and Red Canids. So Karzi, Brance, and Supa. 2, Jin, Anyone's Legend, and Nip. So Hope and Leave. 2 very strong teams at points this season, statistically, putting their 80 carry on Jin. Jinx, Weibo, and KT. So Light and Duck Dom. Ziggs, Team Wii, and Cloud9. So that's kind of an interesting pair there, isn't it? With Taeyun and Sven. Zaya, BLG, and up. You couldn't probably, on paper, you probably can't get farther away from each other based on the way the rosters look. Ultra Prime's like, hey, BLG are picking Zaya, let's pick it. It doesn't quite work out the same when you're Wako and not Elk. Unique picks in the 80 carry role. Zeri, played by Diable, who in my opinion is the best 80 carry prospect right now. Caitlyn for Shopify Rebellion. Bvoy. Callista, FPX, and I believe that is Bat, a rookie that's playing with FPX. Support role. So 18 teams picking Rel. Of course, Rel obviously a strong pick. Very good initiation and facilitator. Also kind of tanky. You got Leona, which is obviously a very classic pick. Seeing KC on that list with Genji, CFO, G2, IG. Obviously very strong teams that, went pretty far this season. And Leona is an easy, just, pick it and stick it. Champion, Braum as well. We obviously see those matchups. LNG, Team Wii, Thunder Talk, Koi, D+, Pain Gaming, Vivo, Keed Stars. Not really region specific. Everybody kind of playing it. Rakan, easy pick. A lot of people like that for the initiation as well. Nip, Weibo, Lion Gaming, Faria, Loud, Red, MKVE, and DFM. Then we get to something a little more unique. So 6 teams playing a lot of Nautilus. Obviously, Nautilus, historically, one of the more common champions we've seen over the years. It's very easy to pick it and just stick it. And without a rework, I don't think you really can nerf it into the ground to the point where people wouldn't play it due to its kit. FPX, Jouet, playing a lot of Nautilus. JDG, missing RNG, Lele, and then Niket for RNG. Nongshim Red Force, Lehens, Dignitas, Isles, and Team Liquid, Core JJ, who went to first stand. Alistar and Poppy each were played by 3 teams. Alistar being played by BLG On, Firax Kellen, and Isras Astral Ackerman. Sayo and yes. Was it Sayo and Ackerman and Sneaker and... Oh, I thought it was Sneaker, Ackerman, Sayo, and... Mixing up my 2 Latin American teams right now. Poppy, 3 red teams. T1, Talon, and 100 Thieves, all playing a lot of Poppy. I like seeing Carria play Poppy. Probably don't feel quite the same with Isla playing it, and Woody, though. Renata, Fluxo, and Gam Esports. Seraphine, Elise, Lulu, and Nico, the unique support pick. So, LGD, playing a lot of Seraphine. That would be YCX. Elise being played by Taki, Eddie Taki, a strong bot lane duo. Lulu being played by Cal, a player that's finally getting the recognition he deserves. And then Rosie Love on Ultra Prime. Played Nico a couple times. They only played like 10 games, so that's going to happen. So most commonly picked composition, I guess, would be Quesante, Vi, Aurora, Varus, and Rel. Not a big shock there. So this is an interesting video. I like really looking at the teams that, were unique and then think about, hey, where they may have finished in the season. Was that a good move? Was their priority off? Obviously, the patches play a role in this. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.